We have filed today in federal court the first of what we believe are many lawsuits against the Church of Scientology, alleging fraud. These lawsuits are filed by disaffected church members. Many were high-ranking in the church. Our suit claims fraud with respect to charitable donations, with respect to promises to open a building, the superpower building in Clearwater, with respect to breach of contract for the taking of money, promising to return it, and then refusing to do so, and false and deceptive unfair trade practices. We have alleged, and we expect to prove, that the church did such things with respect to donations as creating phony videos, pretending to help disaster members, disaster victims, and then using the money to enrich the coffers or the lifestyle of David Miscavige, the head of the church. We have alleged and intend to prove that the Church of Scientology intentionally kept the building in Clearwater, the superpower building, unopened to use it as a shill for getting more donations when they had already obtained twice the amount necessary to open the building. We have alleged and intend to prove that the church took money, promising to return it, and then when unhappy parishioners asked for their money back, were told, oh no, if you ask for your money, you're not a member in good standing, and you have to be a member in good standing in order to get your money back. A classic catch-22. We have alleged and intend to prove that David Miscavige was the chief architect of these fraudulent claims, and we intend to put Mr. Miscavige under oath as our first opponent in this case. We believe that these lawsuits will put an end to these practices. I'm here today with Luis Garcia, one of the plaintiffs in the first suit that was filed. He'd like to make a short statement, and then we'll be happy to answer any of your questions.
Hello, my name is Luis Garcia. Together with my wife, as Mr. Babbitt said, we are the first plaintiff of what I personally believe to be a long series of lawsuits. I spent 28 years in the church. I came to the conclusion that the church had departed its ideals that once were attractive to me, and then I found out that I had been deceived when it comes to all these donations that I made throughout the years for these very laudable, charitable, and humanitarian causes, such as helping people in Africa or eradicating child pornography sites. I found out that these causes were not really true. It is my belief now and my opinion that I have been lied to, and that's the basis for this lawsuit.
And I'd like to make clear that the IRS decision that determined that the Church of Scientology was a 501c3, a charitable organization, is first of all not dispositive in our case at all. There's a Supreme Court opinion which held that charitable, or rather donations to the church, were not charitable donations. They were what's called quid pro quo, or you get something out of it, unlike a contribution. But the issue in our lawsuit is not whether Scientology is a religion. That's certainly a question that has not been answered, but it's not necessary to be answered in our case. Our case, whether we were suing the Church of Scientology or the Catholic Church, you cannot defraud people. You cannot tell people you are doing something and then not do it. You cannot ask for contributions for a specific cause, and that cause either doesn't exist or the money is not used for that. We did not bring this lawsuit based upon a whim or based upon the statement only of our client. We have interviewed people who were actually on the ground doing this work, making these videos, and can tell us that, for example, videos shot because of an alleged earthquake. They would go out with 3 or 4 people. They would hire people to act as if they were disaster victims, pack up their equipment, come back on a plane. No money was ever spent for that disaster, despite allegations, attempts to collect money, making it seem like people were starving, people were in dire need of the help. That help was never delivered. The money was used to create the coffers of now a multi-billion-dollar company. We have people that have been in the church for 28 years in the case of Mr. Garcia, an equal number of years in the case of other witnesses that we know of and that have interviewed. I don't have any personal knowledge about Mr. Miscavige's lifestyle. I'm getting it from witnesses that I've interviewed. And that will come out. As far as taking his deposition is concerned, I've taken the deposition of the CEO of Citigroup, the president of Citigroup. There is no law in Florida that precludes the taking of the head of a corporation. He has personal knowledge concerning this case. He will be a deponent in this case. There's no reason why he shouldn't be deposed. I've personally been contacted by dozens and dozens of people. My understanding is that there are hundreds of people that are in similar situation to Mr. Garcia that are waiting for a lawsuit like this. So it's my anticipation we will probably not file hundreds of lawsuits. We will probably represent hundreds of people and file enough lawsuits so that every one of their causes of action are represented. We do not make any claims about that would result in a First Amendment issue. It's not a First Amendment issue when a priest molests a child. It's not a First Amendment issue, we think, when somebody lies to you about a donation or promises to give you your money back and then doesn't do it.
The last donation I made for $65,000 was specifically to purchase and install the cross that now sits atop the Superpower building. And it had to happen that day when the donation was being asked, because it was literally a matter of life and death to have that cross installed immediately. Well, come to find out, the cross took 5 years to be installed, and now I know certain individuals who also donated for the same purpose, for that cross. And I was always made to believe that that was my cross. My donation would buy the cross.
And it really comes down to what the underlying facts are. If we are correct that the building is not being opened because it is being used to acquire more donations that are necessary to open it, that's fraud. If we can prove that, we win our case. If we can't prove that, then we don't win. And that is all a matter of discovery that we hope to take. Mr. Miscavige, for example, can certainly enlighten us on that.